Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back.
Tell a friend.
Hey, everybody, here with another video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be doing a castle tier list ranking video. Yep, that's right. We're going to be looking at just the official Lego castles from the Lego themes, sub-themes, basically medieval style castles. So no Harry Potter or Disney castles or anything like that. Strictly medieval castles. But before we go any further, let me just say, if you like this video, any other videos on the channel, please
like, comment, and subscribe.
And let's get into this castle tier ranking list after the intro coming in.
Now.
I wanted to talk about the castle tier ranking list. This is something I've been thinking about for quite some time. Oldendorf made a video on it not so long ago. You should go check out his video as well, as he goes through all the castles. And Oldendorf, he actually literally went through like every single castle Lego has ever made. Where I'm sticking this to the Lego Castle sub theme, or basically just medieval style castles. So Disney Castle will not be included, and Princess Castles, Hogwarts Castles are all excluded from this ranking list. And so let me just preface that right away. Well, Black Falcon's Fortress. Let's start with this one. It was set number 6074, released in 1986, 404 pieces. So I've never owned this set. Let me start there, but I'm gonna give my feelings on it, my ranking, and I am going to put it, it's definitely not an A.
It's the first one, and he's already having a hard
I'm going to
time.
put it in C for now, but that might change.
Well, everything's up to change.
Everything's, well, I'll go back through everything when it's all said and done, and we can go from there. And next up, we have Black Monarch's Castle. And this is set 06085, released in 1988, 639 pieces. And yes, I own Black Monarch's Castle. And
so it's going to get a high ranking.
Yeah.
Like it.
I'm not going to go full on S tier with it, but I am going to put it in the A tier list. I definitely think it is an A tier set.
Well, you might as well just move this set up to the special.
The S tier, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when it's time.
Don't jump.
Now let's look at the Castle in the Forest set. And it is set number 91001, released in 2021, 1,928 pieces.
That's a lot of pieces.
Now, when this first released, first saw it, it looked fantastic to me, and I was super jealous that I didn't get it. But after talking to Oldendorf and a few others, I think it's definitely not an S tier set. But it's still a very nice set. So I am going to go A tier with it.
I think that's good.
Think that's good?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Next up, we have Black Knight's Castle. And this is set number 6086, released in 1992, 525 pieces. And to most Lego fans, myself included, this is the creme de la creme of Lego sets and or Lego castle sets. And I think it retains that title here. And so Black Knight's castle, that is an S tier castle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now let's go with Castle of Morcia. Castle of Morcia, set number 8781, released in 2004, 594 pieces. And I don't hate the look of it. Fact that it's on a raised base plate, and so there's definitely some aspects of this set that I don't dislike. But having said that, this one is definitely one I think that most people can pass on, or at least I know I would. And as such, Castle of Morcia, I'm putting it down into D.
Somebody's got to be down there.
Yeah, someone's got to be down there. And next up, we have the original old school Yellow Castle. Set number 375, released in 1978, 706 pieces. This is the set that started them all. And I still think it has a nice curb appeal. It has a certain charm to it. As I've said before, the yellow color of it, I'm not personally a fan of it. I think I would like to get the pieces to make this set, but make it in gray or black or something. I think it could be interesting black, honestly.
It's the nostalgia of it being yellow, though.
Yeah, people like the nostalgia of it. I'm more interested in the design of it, and I think it's got a nice design, especially for the first one out of the gate for Lego Castle. But having said that, it's definitely not an S tier castle, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna stick it in B for now. Again, that might change as we go through, but for now, it's going in B. And then next up, we got the Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Castle, set number 31120, released in 2021, 1,426 pieces. And this set has a lot going for it. It truly does. So that makes it definitely an interesting, contender among these Lego castles. And even though we have
got a contender,
yeah, and I totally get why people are getting 2 or 3 of these, and that are making these their castle instead of going with the Lion Knight's castle. And the fact that it opens up in the back is very reminiscent of the original castles. So it's definitely got a lot going for it. And as such, I'm putting it in the B tier. I think it's a B tier castle. Next up, we got the Fire Breathing Fortress, set number 6082, released in 1993, 375 pieces. My favorite thing about this set is, and I'm excluding like dragons and minifigures and stuff because I'm strictly talking about the castles here. Is the fact that it's on a raised base plate. I love those old raised base plates. So it has that going for it. I like the color scheme. I like the tree on it. But overall, it doesn't do a lot for me. And so therefore, the Fire Breathing Fortress, I think I'm going to put in the C category.
It's not a contender.
It's not a contender. And next up, we have King Leo's Castle, set number 6091, released in 2,497 pieces. Now, King Leo's Castle, it has some nice curb appeal, but it has a lot of juniorized pieces, and it is a pretty juniorized build. So it has all those things working against it. And even though I've seen some people talk highly of this castle, since the Lion Knight's castle has come out, I'm still not a big fan of this castle. And as such, King Leo's, I'm putting you in C.
What year did that come out?
2000.
And it has a raised base plate?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
So it gets some points.
Gets some points, but not enough for me.
Okay.
And then next up, we have King's Castle, 2010 variant. Here we go. Set number 7946, released in 2010, 893 pieces. I own this castle, and for a single purpose castle, Lego castle, I think it is one of the better ones that have been made to date. I don't think it's not an S tier castle, but I am going to go ahead and I'm putting it in A tier. I like that castle. I'm looking at the Creator 3-in-1 though, and I'm like, ooh, which one?
Oh, that one for sure, though. Yeah.
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 The portcullis and everything.
And it's a full square, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's
all right. So I'm gonna leave it in A tier then. I'm gonna stick by that. King's Castle Siege. Set number 7094, released in 2007, 921 pieces. Now, this castle is a castle that tends to get overlooked in the annals of Lego castle history. And it is one that when we got back into Lego, I looked a lot at. There's the back tower in this set is it gives it a nice impressive feel. And as such, I always kept going back and wanting to get it. The reason why I didn't end up getting it is I've heard listened to some reviews on it, and it's not very sturdy, so it's hard to move, so it can fall apart fairly easy. So I mean, it's got that working against it. So it's definitely not an S tier castle. But having said that, I do think King's Castle Siege is a solid A tier castle. And then next up, we got King's Castle, set number 6080, King's Castle, released in 1984, 627 pieces. And this is the set that the new Lion Knight's Castle took a lot of inspiration from. And as such, I think that it deserves, high praise. And it's still a very good looking castle. As I'm looking at it, I mean, in a lot of ways, it looks better than the yellow castle. It really does. It has a nice presence to it and everything. I still can't quite put it S tier though. But I'm gonna put it A tier for sure. It's got to be an A tier castle. And then next up, we have King's Mountain Fortress. Set number 6081, King's Mountain Fortress, released in 1990, 401 pieces. Again, it's got the raised base plate. You guys know how I feel about that. But having said that, the actual build of this set is just kind of funky to me. We start talking about we can get into the nuances between a fortress and a castle. Originally, I didn't want to include any ones that went by the name fortress, just to keep it a little bit more clean. but there was a couple that were definitely castles, even though they had fortress in it. So that opened that whole can of worms. But this one definitely kind of feels more like a fortress than a castle to me. But, for sake of argument, we included it here on the list. But having said that, this one's not one that does a whole lot for me. So Kings Mountain Fortress, I think you are getting a C, my friend. Next up, we have the brand new one, the Lion Knights Castle.
Anybody can guess where that's going to go.
The big beauty that we are building here right in front of your very eyes. And even though it's not complete yet, just what I've seen of it so far, everyone, it is a fantastic castle. It is a fantastic Lego set.
If there was anybody having
doubts, I mean,
it is awesome.
S tier.
Yeah.
It's S tier.
For sure.
Anybody that says otherwise doesn't know their castles. It's an S tier castle. And next up, we have Knights Castle, set number 6073, released in 1984, 394 pieces. This is definitely one of the smaller ones. It looks like a nice little build, though. It's nice and compact.
It's
compact,
square.
It's a full square. I believe it opens up in it does. You can see the hinges here, so it opens up. So even don't let it small size, fool you. It's not a bad little castle. And so Knight's Castle.
Oh, you're getting a little full up there.
I'm giving it a B.
Okay.
It's a B tier castle.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Lowenstein Castle. The Lowenstein Castle, set number 19001. Lowenstein Castle, released in 2019, 2002 pieces. I don't own this set, and I don't have a lot of knowledge of it as well. So I'm basing it just upon the pics that I've seen and everything. And if I'm honest, it doesn't impress me all that much. I think it's nice and all. I mean, honestly, I think I would like the castle and the forest better as far as these Bricklink designer sets. Maybe you guys can say I'm crazy there, but that's just where I'm at with it right now. And so the Lowenstein Castle, I mean, it's still good, but I'm giving it a B.
B it is.
Giving it a B. Next up, we have Night Lord's Castle. And I mean, look at this monstrosity here. Set number 6097, Night Lord's Castle, released in 1997, 570 pieces. I mean, it looks interesting, but it looks really fragile on that tower. And it's got a presence because it's so tall.
But the rest of it's kind of
open, and it's not doing a lot for me. But having said that, it looks like it's got some stuff going for it as well. I'm giving it a C.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I got to say about that.
Of course, we don't know much about that one because we don't own it either.
Right. Next up, we have the Royal King's Castle, set number 6090, released in 1995, 712 pieces. And this set suffers from a lot of the same problem as the King Leo's Castle suffers from. So that's a bit unfortunate, but it's got some decent curb appeal, I suppose.
Is this the one they remade, or is it the same?
Yeah, there's a couple of castles from this era that are they're so similar, it's really hard to
Tell
them apart in a lot of ways. But again, this one just doesn't blow me away. So I'm giving it a C. And next up, we have Valdex Dark Fortress. And this one is another one that when I got back into Lego, I definitely looked at and thought about because it has that nice evil, curb appeal. I mean, it looks like it's a really interesting set. So, I mean, there's things about it I like. I don't like it quite as much as some of the older ones, though, if I'm honest. And so, but I still think it's decent. I'm going to give Valdex Dark Fortress a B. And then last but not least, we have Royal Knights Castle. Here we go. Set number 6090, Royal Knights Castle, released in 1995, 712 pieces. Of these mid 90s, late 90s kind of castle sets like this, I'm not talking early 90s, but mid late 90s. This one's probably the best one of the bunch. It's definitely not an S or an A tier castle, not for me, but there are things about it I like. And so Royal Knights Castle, I'm gonna put that in the B tier as well. Honey, you missed one.
I did?
You did.
You missed one.
You missed one.
What did I miss?
The Blue Castle, Blue Lion Knights Castle.
Oh. Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Sorry.
Wah wah.
Wah, wah. He was
but,
sitting right next to me when I did it.
But I would have put that one in the B as well. It's the 2013 castle. We have that one.
Sorry. Insert picture here.
Insert picture here during editing.
Editing.
I'll put that. That one would be a B tier castle as well. So as far as moving any of them around, yeah, put the creator over the original. Honestly, I think I'd put the Lowenstein ahead of it, the original as well. This C tier, they're all kind of just meh for me. So
you don't know which one would be better than the other.
Yeah, I mean that big one's kind of interesting. The tall tower makes it a little different. So this is probably about what I would do it if I was doing a list, a ranking list. Going through every single one except the Blue Lion Knights Castle 2013, which
sorry, we have that one too.
We have that one. I would put in the B tier. I would put it ahead of the Creator 3-in-1 Castle, I believe, but behind the Lowenstein Castle. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how I would rank them. So why don't you guys tell me down in the comments, what your thoughts on these castles are? Where would you rank them? All that good fun stuff.
What do you got to say?
Ollendorf says, so let me get this straight. S mean must get it. F means never get it in your life, as it is a Lego mistake, something like that. Yes, Ollendorf, that's it.
You got it right.
King Ollendorf says, Black Knight Castle, it says Dungeon Master Castle there. Yes.
They changed.
Some of them have different names in different parts of the world, but you know what set I'm talking about.
It's the same set. That was the official picture from Bricklink.
Ollendorf says, the 3-in-1 castle, the castle set to make your own mock castle. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then he says, Mikey being biased again. Oh. Hey, we all have our biases. And then he says, so half of Castle in the list is an A tier. Hey, just because Lego has made a lot of great castles.
That's not our fault.
That's not our fault. We as fans, we should be happy. Happy about that. King says that list looks good. Well, thank you.
Glad you agree.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. We got everything. You want some Mikey J stuff? We got the Mikey J Productions for you. So take a chance and stop by. We'll take care of you.